that we have made in requesting for some debt restructuring and relief is paying off, and that the Saudi fund has taken the gallant step to be the first among the countries that we have and partners that we have requested for debt restructuring. Um, we had earlier in November, December been to Paris, visited the Paris Club at their invitation, and the Saudi fund was present there. And we made our case to the club to help Gambia restructure its debt, because with $50 billion debt, it's a very big load that the country is carrying, which has been inherited from the previous regime. And this has really blocked us from a lot of investment opportunities, because with that size of loan, you cannot take additional loans, commercial loans, to invest in the much necessary development challenges, like the roads, the schools, and the health sector, and infrastructure. All these are challenges. The energy sector is another key area. But because of this mountain of debt, it has blocked the Gambia from accessing finance internationally in a lot of ways. So our submission to the Paris Club was to plead with the creditors to restructure, reschedule, or waive their debts, and that is being considered at that level. But our partners, the Saudi fund, has surprised us with the good news that they are already willing and ready to restructure the 5 loans that we have with them. Even the road projects and the airport project, Brikama Daslami Road, Mandina Basoma Road, the University of the Gambia project, and there was the support for an economic development project. All these months are being rescheduled, and from January 2018, they've put a freeze on all repayments on principal and interest up to December 2022. So this is a 5-year freeze, which will give us a breathing space. So we applaud them very much. This is a step in the right direction, and we appeal to all our creditors to look at the Gambia's case as a special case, that this has been inherited, and the new government really found a bankrupt country. So we are doing everything possible to rebuild this economy, to rebuild this country, so that all the citizens can live in harmony, in peace, and progress. So Saudi Fund has joined us, and they've taken that step in the direction and the vision of this new government.
Been a good development partner for the Gambia for quite a time. And currently they have about 5 projects for the country. And all these projects are very critical as far as our economic development is concerned, in terms of infrastructure, the airport, some road projects, University of the Gambia. And given also that our economy, we all know, had been troubled for some time, for 22 years. When the minister called for debt restructuring from all our creditors, they are the first who responded.
To invest, as the minister says, in development in social sectors such as health, education, agriculture, also another productive sector. So it restricts your ability to invest as a country. There is what is called debt overhang. Country becomes highly indebted, unable to invest. So you are stagnant, focusing on your resources on servicing the debt at the expense of development. And if you check in 2016, about 90% of the budget was spent on recurrent wages and salaries, debt services, and also other charges. So you see, very little was left for development. So this gives us fiscal space. Instead of servicing the debt, government can now orient expenditure in our social sectors. So this is a welcome development. And also, if we would have paid this on behalf of government through our reserves, and then we debit your account with the Dalasi amount. So it means this would not have any impact on our reserves for the next 5 years. So that is also very important, because the reserves helps you to cushion the economy against external shocks. When there is an emergency import needs, we fall on the reserves to do the imports. So it means it is also helping us to keep this in our reserves for the next 5 years.
Much, I think the signing ceremony is a celebration that we are celebrating today, given that the signing is about restructuring the debt of the Gambia on the Saudi fund. Saudi fund had financed or is financing about 5 projects in this country. And given our economic situation, like we know our public debt today is about 120 to 125% to GDP. This is a bit unsustainable. So what we are doing now is to approach our creditors to restructure. If they cannot give us the debt relief, restructure the debt. And the first to respond to our call is Saudi fund. Saudi fund decided to restructure the debt. In a layman way of putting it, it's like postponing the services of the debt. Now, suppose 2018 we are supposed to service $1 million of the whole portfolio. We will postpone to service that as government. 2019 will postpone the service. 2020 will postpone the service. 2021 will postpone the service until 2022. So this means that for now, what is going to be postponed over the period is about $5.4 million. In a sense, this 5.4 roughly would have to be serviced from our budget, because debt service is financed from the budget. So if Saudi fund is postponing the servicing of the debt, it's like somebody in a simple time loan, you are indebted with somebody, and for say $1,000, and the person says, okay, you are in difficulty, your children are going to school, your health is an issue, so now we are saying 400 of the 1,000, just leave that until the next 10 years. As a parent, you'll be like very happy that you are not at least dipping into your purse to be servicing. So this is what is happening in this sense. So, and for as far as the government is concerned, as far as the ministry is concerned, I think this is going to help us a lot. Like I said, it's going to give us some relief to be able to spend, for other developments. Because currently what we get as revenue and what goes into expenditure in terms of recurrent, PEs, debt service, other charges, almost take 80 to 90% of our revenue. So if we can reduce our debt service or schedule our debt service or restructure them, it is going to give us a breathing space as government. It's also going to relieve us in terms of pressure on our reserves, because reserves, we know, cushions against any shocks externally. So if we postpone or restructure the debt, it means our reserve level can also be a little stable, particularly if other donors or partners respond, like the IDB, that is one of the biggest creditors to the country. So this is a big celebration.